Hello everybody and welcome. It is the 9th of December 2024 and this is a very special edition of the Level 99 live stream where we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and most importantly hydrated. Guys, I just want to let y'all know this community has gone above and beyond my wildest dreams, and I really want to take a moment to stop and thank each and every one of you that have gotten this channel to not only the goal of 800 subscribers, but we have exceeded 800 subscribers. We're now sitting We are now sitting at...
And his name is John Cena! He's gonna get in the ring and put boots down!
822 subs to the channel. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Days Marionette. Hello. Days Marionette is the MVP of this channel, the glue that holds everything together. Just got back from dinner, BroSydePhil. So did I. What did you have for dinner, my friend? I had delicious chicken and biscuit soup. Something soup. Asada. Ooh, baby. I hope you like what I've done with the place. I figured we'd switch it up for the legendary react that we have for you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. On the agenda, your opening contest for the evening. I have it lined up. I got the seal of approval from BroSydePhil himself. We're going to be indulging in the finer things of life.
Piss me the fuck off.
This place looks cold like Canada. Well, my fellow Canadians, just wanted to let you know that excuse me, since we hit this 800 follow goal, two things are going to happen. First thing that's going to happen is I'm going to go to this Canadian style restaurant that I like to take the in real life female style waifu to. I pre-watched Negative. I watched the first one, actually. You could see the red line across the bottom. But I think that was before we even started chatting it up. But I have not seen the new one. So we're going to do a little bit of a look back, one of the greatest hits, as it were. And then we're going to see a more recent video. I saw the first couple of minutes of it and I said, no, I want to save this. I want to get the raw live reaction here on Monday Night Brawl. I've been playing sound effects and I feel like I messed up. Please tell me that you guys were hearing sound. Nope, of course you weren't. All right, so let's fix that. Excuse me, this is my first day on the internet, but in the meantime, allow me to name drop a couple of people that helped us get over the finishing line. Because once we hit that 800 follow goal, I'm going to have a live poutine, LDZ Eats It, or whatever the fuck it's called. Can you hear all that? You're hearing sound effects? Perfect. If you think Review Tech USA is bad with the sound effects, motherfucker, well, I got one button that layers them on in different types so I can get the biggest pop that I want. Interesting and varied. And you too can also do that by typing in !yay or !boo into the chat, whether on YouTube or on Twitch. Either I made it so that you can do it on both of those things. All right, we heard that one. So the poutine is on the table. It's on the menu. We're going to do a LDZ tries it. I'm going to snack on it. I'm going to let everybody know, my fellow Canadians in particular, what I feel. It'll be my first time having the poutine. You never forget you're first.
Hold up.
So that's not all, because for the past couple of days, I've been actually obnoxiously hyping up the fact that myself and King Be Cruel will be doing a live react to the infamous Spoon react, the infamous Spoon rant. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Stop.
And it's coming late January. But before we get to late January, let's talk about what happened this morning. We've had Meerkat, we had Duty Streams, we had King Jad, everybody all of a sudden rallied and got behind this channel and said, we need to get these numbers up. And you guys came out and you supported, and it was so cool. I saw the power of the community firsthand, and I really do appreciate it, you guys. Really does mean a lot. It makes me feel like putting in all the effort to do all this stuff makes it worth it, because it's also fun to do, and I'm glad that other people enjoy it as well, because I enjoy your content. I enjoy sitting down and just having you in the background while I'm living my life and I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And it's really cool to keep up with everybody and see how they're doing and reacting and seeing what their reactions are to all of the nonsense that's been going on in this crazy ass vortex. It's so cool that so much hate for one individual guy has blossomed into all of this positivity and meaningfulness, if that's the correct word. So who knows? In the new year, I have a feeling that I think hate will find a way, and my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. So with all that being said, I think it's about time we jump into the videos. What do y'all think? I think so. Anyways, let me get a broom to sweep up all those names that I just dropped. But between all of y'all, we got over the finish line. We got the 800 plus subscribers. And so we announced that the latest guest on our Spoon anniversary live stream react was none other than special guest and friend of the channel, BroSydePhil. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought I was the athlete. No, BroSydePhil is the real deal. And we've been having some chats, and I don't want to give away too much, but I have a feeling that after the conversations that we've had, you know, 'cause apparently it's really hard to schedule conversations between people. You have to email people at a very specific time for them to read it. It is going to be a great time, and I'm going to tell you why, because this thing has been growing and evolving and building and becoming bigger and bigger with each passing day. And, you know, we were having conversations about how the Spoon rant and the, you know, Like a Dragon arc brought King Be Cruel out of the Snore Fort and into the vortex. And it literally across the entire board is probably one of the top 3 to 5 moments in DSP's storied 16-year career. King Be Cruel is a legendary legend, a celebrity in the realm. And not only that, a really fucking awesome person. Real shit. Real shit. Really cool. Always hanging out with me and us on the morning Step Mania streams that we used to do, which is coming back, by the way. It's coming back. It may not be in the mornings, but it will be coming. You made Senpai notice you, and that's what got it, because now we have an entire cinematic universe surrounding King Be Cruel, including spoons and so much more. For real, like, you are now in the lexicon. Your name has been etched into the annals of history. And that's not all, because that's essentially King Be Cruel's Joker moment, his origin story. Myself and BroSydePhil were having a conversation about what brought us into the vortex, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm not going to speak for Mr. Bro here, but it's crazy to think that we all kind of have our own little nexus point, our one thing that pulled us into the orbit of this fucking spinning toilet bowl of a parasocial relationship with a live streamer. And so it kind of blossomed and evolved into, so King Be Cruel had his Joker moment with the guy. BroSydePhil also had his Joker moment with the guy, this spaghetti moment with the guy. And I myself also was brought into the realm when Phil had to say some dumb shit about Comcast. Once he started talking about Comcast, I was watching him from afar, and I was kind of like doing some art for some other people. I was trying to get my foot in the door. I was just a lonely, corner guy. I was just, I was just trying to make my name for myself. And, it's funny to see, like, way back then when I was like, man, this guy's kind of interesting. I'm going to see what he's been getting into. And it's almost been, I don't know, 3 years now, which is really crazy to say out loud, but all the same, in the course of these 3 years, I've managed to meet and talk to and interact and just generally have a good time talking and chilling and chopping it up with each and every one of you guys. So, like, give yourselves a round of applause. King Be Cruel got it right. The push-up saga. And so we all express our talents in different ways, right? You can never, it's just so weird that there's such a crossover between, BroSydePhil and pro wrestling and step mania and weight loss fitness and all of this stuff. And it's crazy because I've never had the type of community backing throughout my entire time in professional wrestling, through all of my time in graphic design. This is the stuff that makes me, that gives me creativity, that sparks the muse, And it's like, it's crazy to think how all of this kind of popped off based off of one guy. Shout out, you get a shit. Shit, let's fucking go. Well, you know what? Enough of me yapping. I'm glazing everybody up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just reciprocating all of the love and support that you've been showing me. And let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar, first off, that was an awesome so for that to come through.
Infuriating traits about.
Well, we're going to be enjoying this content together. This is BroSydePhil, who's also hanging out with us in the chat all the way over on YouTube. Let's enjoy
Philip Burnell, aka BroSydePhil, aka
BroSydePhil. Every time I hear that name,
to skirt responsibility for almost anything.
And that's not my fault.
Hear me yapping my head off.
Like, it's not my fault. I did nothing wrong. It's not my fault.
Time and again,
great
Phil
editing.
has either been caught treating others poorly for no good reason.
All right, Lavinia has been spamming the stream chat. I
hitting that mean sway
for an hour.
Can you hear this?
It's time to address the very important comment from Lavinia. You ready for this? You want to address how you treated me like a dunce and replayed out your intro for me because I said exactly this.
I remember
to you
this.
about
I
your
was here when
mini
this
PC.
happened live.
Well, we already addressed this, but I guess we'll do it again. So.
Also, I'm notorious for pausing. I think I paused more than chill, and I think I'm catching up to as many times as Bro
Hold on a second,
pauses.
everyone. Let's have another special restarting of the podcast.
And how fast
this
can you
morning,
get up
2
from a
days in
chair?
row
Look,
for
guys.
Lavinia, since she wants me to
Damn,
go
I'm
back
not
and
even
readdress
tired.
it. So here we go.
Fuck out of here.
Berating his chat in general.
Shut up about restarting the modem. Boy, you guys are dumb. I'm literally on the internet broadcasting. You want?
Look how pale this dude looks, by the way. Look at him. Ghoulish even.
To restart my modem. You think that's going to fix the PC's issues? Restarting the modem. Shut the fuck up. God, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Or targeting specific people who draw his ire.
What fucking world do we live in that I can't say a fucking fact, you bitch?
Damn!
Enough is enough with this shit. Yeah, King Be Cruel. King Be Bitch.
Let's go! We got him! You got him! Do you hear that, King Be Cruel, and get like... Do you cringe? Does it hurt? Do you get like PTSD from it, or do you giggle? I mean, because like you are that's a soundbite for the ages.
Each time he has done this and been compelled to apologize, Phil has minimized and even redirected fault to the chat or other people.
I want you to understand from my perspective what I did was wrong, but at the same time, it's one of me and a whole bunch of you.
Oh,
so
buddy.
whenever I'm on a stream, there's one of me, and there was no exaggeration, almost 1,000 of you. I was mean to certain people.
He's
and I
being
shouldn't
very
be like
generous
that.
about
I was so
that.
stressed out because here I am on a stream with 1,000 people. All people want to see me do is get this thing working and play Street Fighter. That's it. And I'm like, It seems like this PC
Eventually, he does say he's sorry. However, there's always an excuse for his behavior.
You know what I'm saying?
In tandem with this, Phil has condemned detractors who attempt to hold him accountable, saying that they have no proof, they believe a concocted narrative.
By the way, former weightlifter.
Or that they rely on circumstantial evidence which can't be used.
A lot of the bullshit that my detractors constantly rag on me and hate me for, and I just basically debunked it all, and they had nothing to fucking say.
This is also, catch how many times he says basically, and it's a perfect way for you to immediately like snap, because the way Phil talks is a lot of filibustering, all right, to coin a term, right? And all he's doing is throwing a stream of consciousness. He's hitting you with random words and phrases and thoughts and feelings until you forget what you're even talking about. So he then tries to basically reframe and repackage what the argument is in his way.
Because everything they say about me is usually based on completely circumstantial evidence, an overwhelming amount of circumstantial evidence that most of them made up themselves, but still, it's all circumstantial.
He goes mask off so often because his face
what's your evidence?
melts.
But that's not evidence.
Is melting.
You have to make 10 assumptions to believe that what you just presented as evidence is real, and you can't prove those assumptions. You know, the bank leaks. You can't prove the bank leaks because the bank leaks are a federal crime if they're real.
Okay. No, that's not it. No, not if then. Not if then. Wrong.
Hi folks, if you don't know me, I'm BroSydePhil, and today we'll be going over some DSP lore, primarily as it relates to the bank leaks. We'll be looking at statements Phil has made, some discoveries I've made, and of course contradictions Phil has made. My goal is to conclusively show, at least to a courtroom standard, that Phil has intentionally
courtroom standard
been deceptive in regards to the bank leaks. So much so, an argument could be made his actions were intentionally malicious or designed to obstruct you, the viewer, from knowing the truth about him. To what end, you might be asking? As stated in this introduction, Phil has been masterful at skirting responsibility or being held accountable, and due to his behavior to his viewers, my goal is to call him out and show the true colors of a man who wants all the perks of saying and doing whatever he wants, but none of the consequences for his actions.
This is Netflix style quality editing right here, by the way.
Before we get to the bank leaks, though,
Review Tech USA is
circumstantial evidence
belted.
To be fully understood. Phil uses this phrase as a crutch of why he should never be considered guilty of wrongdoing, ironically using circumstantial evidence to insult and deride other content creators or detractors. So, what is circumstantial evidence? According to CornellLaw.edu,
hitting us with the screen caps.
Indirect evidence that does not on its face prove a fact in issue, but gives rise to a logical inference that the fact exists. Circumstantial evidence requires drawing additional reasonable inferences in order to support the claim.
We just had two back-to-back big-ass words. Reasonable inferences, bro. I can't. If I get locked up, my first phone call is going to be the BroSydePhil.
Which of course gives rise to the question,
you got any more of that reasonable inferences?
Is reasonable. And according to the same source, reasonable is defined as just, rational, appropriate, ordinary, or usual in the circumstances. And it is here I will draw on my previous experience in law enforcement to make that word
law enforcement! Oh shit! The heat! It's the heat! I just want to let you know I am high. But I'm in a state where it's legal and it's medicinal.
That would make a bit more sense, I hope. Basically, the test of reasonable or reasonableness is what would an average citizen or member of society think. That's literally the basis for the test. More directly defined is a correct thinking member of society.
Got something for it.
In grossly simplistic terms, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and swims like a duck, all other factors being equal, it's probably a duck. With this knowledge, we can now argue our point as to why our circumstantial evidence should be believed. Armed with this newfound power and knowledge, it's time to get into the lore of the bank leaks.
Hey, yo, get into the what? Pause. Now we're asking the real questions.
Of 2021, the bank leaks were made known to Kiwi Farms, and of course, by extension, to everyone else. Using reverse engineering, a party was able to contact Bank of America's automated system and
that was where he first fucked up. I also, Bank of America fucking sucks. I don't have Bank of America.
But read back Phil's transactions.
Not
the
anymore.
audio of this call, of which I have listened to a portion of, begins with transactions on September 17th, 2021. Using this information, the data was compiled into a spreadsheet by Twitter user Piece of Peace. This data contained
Piece of Peace has a great cameo, by the way. Absolutely smoked everybody in our lobby.
1,650
a million
entries
Mondays ago.
Is reported to be DSP's transactions between March 2nd of 2020 and September 17th, 2021. Many other YouTubers have reported on these figures, but the reasoning in which Phil...
Also, this silky smooth voice. I'm working on my radio voice. I'm trying to... Sometimes I slip, but I need to get me a nice BroSydePhil voice. I need to get myself like a Vosh voice without all the horses. You know what I mean?
Phil has not acknowledged them changes throughout time.
The entire thing, bank leak stuff, is fake. There was no bank leaks that ever happened to me. That
The
whole thing was
NPR
fabricated
voice.
by
You're
my
listening to
detractors.
NPR.
I don't even know what information they got or who
He never knows. He doesn't know until he tells you immediately after everything he knows about it.
they got it from, but it wasn't me. Like, they'd be like, what about the bank leaks and what about this and that? I'm like, what about them? Did you analyze?
Every logical fallacy explained it in 11 minutes. This was during his DSP ReACKs, yeah? This had to have been some sort of like op to get him to be like self-aware. Because for a while, what I used to do, yeah, is take the transcripts of his level 1 podcasts and his daily raps, and I put them in the ChatGPT. But first I would say, ChatGPT, provide a list of every fallacy, logical fallacy, right? And then use it in its next output, which was for me to give it the transcripts of, let's just say, the latest level 1 podcast. And I would say, find every instance, or find the top 5 or the top 3 instances of a logical fallacy. And then what I would do is take that, copy, screen cap it, and then paste it into Twitter for a couple of threads. I was like really on point for a while, maybe a week, and then I kind of fell off. So
what are you doing, step bro?
I might get back into it. It was fascinating.
Can you?
Because now I can take all of the things that I've learned on how DSP handles life and apply it to real life. So now when I interact with people that have a little bit of Phil in them, I know how to navigate those waters.
Show them on stream. Can you prove that those are real? No. Okay. It's not evidence of anything. Oh, look, we have all this. It's bank leaks. Can you prove that those are my bank leaks? Well, no. But it kind of sounds like stuff that Phil might have bought. But that's not evidence.
He also said, wow, he also said that he didn't play WWE Champions for 7 years until he did. So, unreliable narrator.
You know, the bank leaks. Can't prove the bank leaks because the bank leaks are a federal crime if they're real. Meaning someone did identity theft or fraud or both, and then urged other people to do so. Go for it.
People have been very aggressive with you to the point to
Oh my
where
God,
they have
side-scrollers.
leaked bank statements from you, right? And that's obviously not cool at all.
Adam was probably the
It's
best part of
ridiculous
that because he
somebody
was
would go to
not
that
giving
length. And
Phil any
it's honestly upsetting, but it's out
rope whatsoever.
there, right? And there have been, according to these leaks, there have been dozens, hundreds of transactions to the Apple Store.
5, if any one of y'all motherfuckers yelled at me for 5 seconds, let alone 5 hours, then it's on. Then it's on. Whenever anybody lies to me, and they all know me as the guy that does not like DSP. And the first thing I always say when people come to me, because there are a couple of people that say, what is this deal with this guy that you're always talking about? And I'll say, he's a fucking liar. First and foremost, he's a liar.
Many over hundreds of dollars that had been there. Were those your transactions?
No.
Liar!
So those were not tied to you at all.
No.
And his name is John C. He's gonna get the ring and put
Identity
boots
theft thing, okay?
That's why I put the channel points
Well, let's
there.
just talk about the bank leads first.
Well, they're tied to that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they go hand in hand.
Egypt, let's
those
go.
banks-
Hello,
Sure,
welcome.
the bank leaks are not accurate. Those are not
That is not my
Welcome
account.
to the level 99 live stream where we're feeling fine all the way up here at level 99.
The person who took your identity was spending money on.
That's why it's
in the
there.
Apple Store.
No, that's not my account at all. Whatever
So-
that is not me.
Note
That's
that
fabricated.
the muddying
Or-
of the
or
water,
someone
first
else's
it's a
account I don't know
fabrication,
whose,
then it's
but
someone
that's not my
else's account.
that was leaked. I've
So-
had a lot of issues that
Finally,
happened
it's some
with
sort of
that same
identity
summer,
theft to say
but
that
they
the
used
account was
that to
his,
run
which makes
with
no
some
sense at
kind
all.
of this crazy
There's no
conspiracy theory
claim
to say
as
that was me.
to
It's not.
how ID theft ties to that
So
account.
you're saying, just so we're on the same page, you're saying that this account that is not yours, that had thousands of dollars of fees to the Apple Store consistently, that are these amounts just happen to tie to exact amounts in the game that we're talking about, WWE Champions. And it's a game that you also play. Just so we're all on the same page. You're saying that is not your account at all, and they were unsuccessful in hacking your bank account.
They did not hack my bank account.
That is not your account. They were unsuccessful in hacking you. Answer.
They did not have access to my bank account. They found a neutral place that they can do it, and
The
this
argument being
competition is
made
going to continue
is that null
because
allows
you're
people
allowing
to
it.
post things on Kiwi Farms. I'm going to read this all. I'm sorry. And those things are bad. I'm not sure the why fake transaction. Hey. Very happy to have you. Hey, if you're a fan of BroSydePhil like we all are, just go ahead and type in !DSP into the chat. You won't be disappointed, I promise.
Well, people are allowed to say whatever they want. I'm not gonna. There's no world where I would step on and say like, oh, you can't say XYZ in regards to just like discussion posts.
That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about discussion posts. We're talking about what we just said.
Oh my God. I'm looking at Andrew right now. He's kind of chewing. He's kind of chewing. And you know what? That could be a side effect of something, something. Big ups, H-Bomb. What up, pimp?
Employees committing, horrible acts against me and posting the evidence on your site. People f***ing with extended family members. That's not a forum post.
Yeah.
I gotta say, so is Phil's bank leak still up on Kiwi Farms? Like, are
Please
all
note,
these
Phil doesn't
transactions
object
laid out on
to
there,
the
or
bank
what was
leaks being
the moderation
Phil's
decision on
bank
that. They
leaks.
are
What?
still up.
I mean, it's another thing where it's like, if I delete it, it gets reposted to Twitter. It gets
Nocturnal,
shared
what's
around by
good? Oh my goodness, the
detractors.
gang's
It
all
probably
here.
ends up in a different
Man,
website.
this is awesome.
That was one of the things where I got to agree with people in the forum. It's like,
The
it's
gang's
not
all
okay
here.
to hack someone's bank account. And it's like, I don't care if they're playing fucking WWE on mobile or whatever whatever justification you have for trying to prove that he's putting, all this money into some fucking gotcha game. It does not justify a federal computer fraud act violation. You know what I mean?
Despite these reasons somewhat or blatantly contradicting themselves, thereby almost guaranteeing they are in fact his bank leaks, we're going to look at this through the lens of innocent until proven guilty. We'll be looking
Very fair, by the way. Very fair.
at certain transactions, Phil's statements and behavior.
I hope
around
y'all
the
are
time
staying
of
happy,
those
healthy, and
transactions,
hydrated.
and
I
any
know I
other
am.
collaborative data which one could use to reasonably infer that the bank leaks belong to Phil.
There's that fancy ass word again, reasonably infer. I cannot wait to shoehorn that word into every conversation that I have.
Piss me the fuck off.
Oh my.
Before we get into the transactions themselves, it should be noted I will be referencing screenshots of the data that was compiled by Piece of Peace. For every piece of data which I show and make statements about, I have personally heard, via the recording of that entry, the transaction itself and the amount that transaction was for. This video can be found via the link on the screen and in the comments. The only exception to this, given the immense number of them, are the microtransactions. However, these were verified after running the audio through a transcription service. Every mention of PayPal, Apple iTunes, or other microtransaction data and the corresponding dollar amounts were personally viewed and dollar amounts matched to the spreadsheet.
Wow. Occam's razor is not found. That curls and twirls. Great.
Occam's razor,
that's just
also
great.
known as the law of parsimony, is a philosophical principle.
Whoa. We got lots of fancy words. Kind of sav, oh my goodness. How are you?
Which states that with all other factors being equal, the simplest explanation is usually.
We gotta embarrass you now. I hope the clown thing pops up. Let's show off what this queen's been doing on the internet.
Oh no, the duckies are gonna get split up by the train. Oh my god, that one just got like run over. Come on, idiot. Hurry up. Do you want your mom or not?
Bro, what if Zelda was a girl? Holy shit.
The best one. And we're going to be using
the gang's all
here. So for the time being, let's go over what we have in terms of the bank leaks. The aforementioned video of transactions was over 5 hours long and has 3 potential outcomes. 1.
Wait a minute. I'm getting my people mixed up. Is it Snood? Is Snood the one that always goes, but it's because, what is that guy's name? Fuck. He watches King Cobra all the time. Hey, it's CJ Holiday, and we back at it like a crack addict with a bad habit. CJ Holiday.
The transactions on the recording were Phil's.
Hey, we got
2,
one more sub on YouTube. Thank you.
3, the transactions on the recording belong to someone else. How can we prove or
we're getting to know BroSydePhil, the latest guest on our upcoming 1-year anniversary of the Spoon Rant with King
It's obvious when Phil gets his haircut because...
Thank you.
Okay, personal judgments aside. There are entries in the bank leaks for
it's because of y'all. It's all y'all fault. Y'all been too kind to me, too sweet on me. Thank you. Thank you. No, really. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We can see if Phil got a trim around the times in which beauty and personal hygiene
and he pays somebody for them haircuts too.
October 14th, 2020. If you're unfamiliar with the banking industry, sometimes the charge will post and clear the same day, or it may take 1 to 3 days. So, anyway, using PigPigGo, I found this from October 12th.
Hold on 1 second. All right.
But at the same time, I gotta go grocery shopping. We have appointments we have to get to. I'll enjoy the haircut. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow, which is good because it's just starting to get long.
This implies the day off was...
Sav, do me a favor. If you're still here, I need you to type in !Sav into the chat. Just do it. Somebody do it.
Piss me the fuck off.
Yeah, that's right.
Tomorrow.
Look, after that,
piss me the fuck off.
After that last stream, I went to my history. I found the clip. I ripped it. I put it in CapCut. I got rid of the Kingdom Hearts music in the background. I enhanced the voice. I made it clear. And I forgot that I did it. But you stopped by and I was like, oh shit. I forgot I did that.
October 13th, and the charge cleared
me the fuck
October
off.
14th. We have a total of 8 haircuts in the leaks so far.
I started saying piss me the fuck off and I didn't know the reference, and Sav had to
Here's Phil on December 7th.
Sav had to
That's right,
show
and
me.
I'm getting a haircut. You're absolutely right. Salvano face, remember. I'm getting a haircut as well tomorrow. So a super busy day for me.
2 down, 6 to go. The
Montreal
next log, January 20,
Canadians, man, my
2021.
fellow
Here's Phil
Canadian.
on January 18th.
We're in the cold white north or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's right. King Be Cruel also has a special
Log
command,
March 3rd.
KBC.
And Phil on March 3rd.
I guess it's too zoomed out, but I did get a haircut. It's much closer now than it was, like much closer to the head. Because it's spring, I decided to get a much shorter haircut.
Eat it.
Log
Eat it.
April 8th. And here's Phil on April
Welcome to the
5th.
shit show. I hope you like
and
what
by
I've done
the
with the
way,
place.
The 7th, that's
We're catching up with
Wednesday.
some
But yeah, the thing
BroSydePhil
is,
videos.
Wednesday, we got some things we're doing, like we're getting
And we're
haircuts.
celebrating the 800 goal hit. We crushed the goals and the trolls and the holes. Oh, my casino chip button isn't working. I'm on a different set. That's why. Shit. Okay, never mind.
Logged May 11th. Phil on May 9th.
My wife and I are going to probably go grab some food, but then we have to get haircuts.
Oh no! You
Logged
should see
July
my
15th.
haircut ain't
Phil
that great
on the
either.
exact same date.
I was supposed to get a haircut before the show on Saturday, and I
very
forgot.
close haircut all around the sides.
And his name is John C.
And here is
Disc
Phil
1 final
on
boss.
August
No,
18th.
you.
A lot of people are noticing my shorter haircut, which is very comfy by
You
me.
eat it.
Perfect time for it at the end of summer here. You know,
What
I wanna
up?
cool
Thanks
down.
for
It's
hanging
so
out.
hot recently.
Based on this data, from a logical standpoint, it appears that those beauty charges coincide with every day that Phil got his haircut. This now changes our
Maybe I should
question
go
or
get a haircut
challenges
way
our
off, right?
previous outcome. What
I want
used
my
to
get
be
my
the
sides cut.
transactions on the recording were Phil's, the transactions on the recording were fabricated, or the transactions on the recording belonged to somebody else, must now become 1. The transactions on the recording were Phil's, which coincide with the data found in the bank leaks. 2. The transactions on the recording were fabricated, and the person who fabricated it either accurately guessed when Phil was going to get a haircut or knew when he got a haircut. Or 3. The transactions on the recording are from an account which the person who leaked the transactions knew would be utilized by a person getting their haircut at the same time as Phil.
Damn.
Of the 3, which 2 can Occam's razor cut
Yeah,
out?
that makes
But
sense.
there's more to it than that. In
number
the
one makes
restaurant's
too much
transaction,
sense.
There's an entry for Maggie's on Meeker. This is not a chain restaurant and is
What?
only located in Kent, Washington, which just so happens to be 6.6 miles from Phil's residence. This means
Ladies
that
and
if the
gentlemen,
transactions are
we got 'em.
fraudulent, the person creating the fraudulent logs knew to include a restaurant that DSP had frequented in the past, and if they are of another person, that person must live within the same confines or general area as Phil.
Catching Phil in Lies with FOIA. Ooh. We're going to get 4 more years of this.
As previously alluded to,
Thanks,
in an
Obama.
earlier clip, the side scrollers had some questions about the bank leaks themselves, and Phil was explaining how he was such a victim.
So you're saying, just so we're on the same page,
Excuse me.
you're saying that
Stationary
this account
But
that
who
is
doesn't?
not yours
for the sake
had
of procreation, though.
thousands of dollars of
Montreal.
of fees to the Apple Store consistently.
I'll keep my
that
hands off the
are,
space.
these
I
amounts
pause
just happen
constantly.
to tie to exact amounts in the game that we're talking about, WWE Champions. And it's a game that you also play. Just so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
You're saying that is not your account at all, and they were unsuccessful in hacking your bank account.
And my
They
Dropbox.
did not hack my bank account. They did not have access to my bank account.
It seems awfully convenient.
And just right.
That sounds awfully convenient.
And I'm with the
That's
heat.
truth.
You can understand how us looking from the outside in looks at this and raises an eyebrow and doesn't quite buy
So
it, right?
to me, I mean, from an outside perspective, who doesn't know anything, would look like you had to go and file for
I love Adam,
bankruptcy.
too.
You had all these
Yes,
issues
in that
and
way.
people calling you out for spending way too much money on this game when you should have been saving for taxes.
Excuse me.
And then, you know, this shit comes out and you're like, you're freaking sweating. You got to
like,
freaking
nuh-uh.
do something about it. It's like, oh, I was hacked. That identity theft. Like, maybe the identity theft happened. I'm just like painting a picture for like these people on the internet that hate you and are trying to convince the world of what happened. And then, like Craig said, I mean, you are playing it. It is your username. There are all these bank statements that actually correlate perfectly with this game. I'm leaning more towards that side of the story because it makes more sense. I mean, you needed an out. You have money issues and have had money issues
we'd be
for a
swaying
while.
out here.
And it's just like, it's hard to
reason-
believe, dude.
The reason that this story has not died out like every other one is because this is the one that I really don't have a way to prove my innocence without further exposing myself.
How
You
Do you have a
convenient.
police report for the
A police
identity?
report?
You don't.
Oh,
you
no.
could redact.
I don't know, but do you have the restraining order from because he hit her?
certain things.
I
But
don't have a police report. Geez, how do I?
did you not go to the police when your identity was hacked or
No,
taken?
I went to all my financial institutions. I went to
didn't.
the credit bureaus.
He didn't.
You didn't
He
go
said
to the
federal.
police though.
He
when
said
someone was
federal.
stealing your identity. Why wouldn't you do that?
Identity
I
theft.
didn't even think to do it. I don't think what would they do about it.
Whoa! Wow. No, stop. He's already dead. He can't get up.
Try to fucking get the person and arrest them for stealing your identity.
I mean, I guess maybe, but here, okay. I guess what I got to do is tell you a little bit more about all the crap I've been through.
Here we go. He's trying to repackage the conversation so he can then knock it down.
I have contacted the police about the harassment. No, listen, I have contacted the police
About the harassment. About the harassment.
Swatted.
What about the
years later when someone
What
was
about the
actually
bank leaks,
doing
though?
tons of fake transactions against my PayPal account that were all fraud. They were actually fraudulent credit card transactions. I contacted our police here and I had a big conversation and they said, listen, I swear to God,
conversation.
the conversation. We don't do that. We don't have an online task force for this stuff. They said the only thing we deal with is human trafficking. That's it. That's all we can do. Here's
Let's sell her off to the slave trade, boys. Or send her off for profits. Am I right?
the number to the FBI if you want to call them. But unless you're talking about ginormous sums of money being tossed
So
around.
you did contact them or you didn't?
Not about identity theft. I contacted them years
Oh
earlier
my
about other issues.
God.
And you talked to them about identity theft.
I talked to them about
Welcome.
a lot of different things that had happened or could happen. And they
But
basically
why would you have talked to them about identity theft years earlier if none of that was even happening to you?
Well, I don't know if we specifically said.
I'll tell you why, Final Boss. Because he's used to talking to dents, and he's used to, excuse me, getting one over on him.
You know, identity theft. What like I said, there was a case where, first
Yeah,
of all,
OJ definitely didn't say that.
Like pretty serious death threats. Someone saying they're gonna come to my house and murder me with a gun.
Well, that's
And
a completely different subject.
Damn, yes!
And I contacted them
Get
about
'em!
that.
Get
And
'em,
while
Adam.
I was talking to them, I also brought up PayPal issues that I was having with fraudulent transactions and other things. And they basically said, we don't handle that. We can't. We don't have the capacity. Local PD doesn't care. You
So
have
what
to
were they
go-
out there
you
for?
want to go to the FBI, but they even said,
Originally.
here's the number. If you ever get into something really bad, you're afraid for your life or something, you know, call us 911. Outside of that, anything else, it's, you know, big transactions
Here's our
or
number.
whatever, like you
I
lose
don't
$1
think you've
million,
ever heard of it. 911.
Call the FBI.
Fuck.
That's it. So I didn't think, you know I didn't file a police report about the identity theft because I didn't think they could do anything.
So after, what was it, an exasperated, it was in the June the King documentary. After an exaggerated, exasperated email, 2 words, the only 2 words necessary, I misspoke, something like that.
They told me years previous there's nothing's going to happen about it.
Well,
You know.
it didn't seem like you were talking about identity theft with them. So
Remember, at this point in time, Phil is saying the bank leaks aren't
Dav
his,
coming in
but
hot
that
with the
somehow
retro heat.
financial
Let's go.
hacks or harassment
Long-winded,
happened.
thank you.
Adam, rightfully so,
I do be getting high.
asks
That's
if
why I'm
Phil filed
coughing.
a police report, and Phil's
I'm a
reasoning
lightweight.
behind not
I'm a cheap
filing
date.
the report was because the police said they only work human trafficking and they can't work cases like that. This is where FOIA comes into play.
FOIA.
Well, sort of. FOIA, F-O-I-A, or the Freedom of Information Act, is a law which requires the full or partial dissemination and disclosure of government documents upon request. However, FOIA has become a kind of standard word when referring to records requests, and many local law enforcement agencies respond and disseminate case information upon request. As some of you may be
Yes,
aware,
sir.
I had a stream where I talked about a FOIA request I made
Latest
to Renton
guest
PD
in our
reference to
upcoming
this case.
live
This
react
mentioned
stream.
When I performed my initial request, I had asked for around 2 years worth of data, coming across the case that Phil was talking about when he said he was threatened with a gun after Renton PD responded. The documentation read very...
Damn! Bro got the paperwork. Oh my God. Let me just look that up real quick for you. For you, bit.
Phil made a report saying that an email address of IWillFindYouBuddy222 at protonmail.com sent communication which was a threat upon his life. The officer took the report and it was forwarded to a Detective C. Edwards.
Bro, when I get hit in the head as much as I do because of professional wrestling and all the weed I smoke and all the unprotected chair shots I took to the head, all the times I was chopped on my head, whenever I watch something that I've already watched, it's like I watch it for the first time all over again, brother. Sheesh.
Detective Edwards made contact with Phil, who, according to the narrative, immediately told Detective Edwards he was a gamer. After performing his due diligence, Detective Edwards closed the case as no viable investigative leads existed since Proton Mail doesn't comply with U.S. legal authority.
Damn.
Nowhere in the data was there ever a mention of hacking or harassment. Rather than take that as hand
Bro
of
coming
God
through with the
truth,
receipts.
I contacted the Renton Police Department
Putting in that
and made contact
paperwork.
with Detective Edwards. To summarize, I explained who I was and what I was seeking, asking if he remembered the case. He eventually stated he did. I asked if he remembered any conversation with Phil about hacking or PayPal, and Detective Edwards said he did not. As I was thanking him for his time, Detective Edwards summed up what he thought I was saying, which was that they did not investigate human trafficking. I corrected him, which is where we are when we get to this part of the call with Detective Edwards.
No, we are definitely committed to investigating any...
Oh, we got the detective on the line! Oh my god.
Well, no, so he wasn't saying that you guys don't investigate human trafficking. What he was saying is that you guys wouldn't investigate financial crimes like hacking somebody's bank account and accessing their personal data.
Oh, no, we do that all the time.
Oh.
We always investigate.
Well, what a surprise. After recording this on live stream, it was brought to my attention that it could be possible that Phil discussed it with another officer before the time frame in which I had asked for the records. Conceding that this could happen, I made another request. The only logged reports or files that Renton PD has since Phil has been living there are as follows. 1. The swatting, which I just received a copy of. 2. 2 check welfares, one from a troll, the one from Cat's sister. And finally,
Jenna, the queen? Oh my goodness. I want to party with you, Jenna. If you're ever watching, just let me know. Just shoot a message. I want to party. I'm trying to party. Look, I'm in the business of seeing people breaking their streaks.
The email threats which we just discussed. As stated, the swatting narrative was provided to me earlier this month, and as you can see, there is no mention of human trafficking. Given Phil's past, we have a few potential explanations. 1.
Fan that Officer Sanders. That's what I'm trying to say.
2. The detective forgot, even though it required very little explaining for him to remember the case. 3. The Renton PD is secretly a detractor. I joke here.
Oh, wait, let's go back.
Case. 3. The Renton PD is secretly a detractor. I joke here, of course, but it seems quite apparent that Phil has lied yet again.
What? Occam's razor and circumstantial evidence. Doesn't matter.
To summarize what we have been through today, Phil has claimed that the bank leaks are not his, that they aren't valid, and has failed to object when the bank leaks have been called out as being his in the past. Given this, Phil, in my opinion, doesn't have a solid foundation of denial or acceptance. The bank leaks just exist.
They just
and whether
are.
or not they're his is a conversation.
It's Schrodinger's. I'm sorry, I butchered that word, but I'm deaf in one ear and I have a speech impediment in the other. What was the word that I just said? Shit.
He's not willing to
lost my train of thought.
At the same time, we've Schrodinger's bank leaks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beauty appointments have coincided with Phil getting haircuts, a perfect 8 times out of 8. There is no bias to this data. The spreadsheet says it. I have audibly heard the call, and Phil's own streams talk about haircuts without any prompting from myself or other detractors.
Wow. That's dead to rights right there. Schrodinger's cat. Thank you. Whoa.
In talking about hacking, identity theft, and other crimes, Phil claims to have spoken with a detective who advised him
Amazon girl was speaking to me. It freaked me out for a second.
Human trafficking and doesn't have time for financial crime or identity theft. Detective Edwards states otherwise, claiming that we do that all the time. While I know there is animosity towards law enforcement in this day and age, I am inclined to believe Detective Edwards, which would mean that Phil has lied again.
Whoa! He did it again.
Another one.
Given these above points, if after watching this you fully believe the bank leaks are Phil's, and even if you don't believe that
this one has a
iTunes
British
and PayPal
accent.
mean
I made her sound like
microtransactions,
Laura Croft.
the fact remains that Phil spent $44,950.30 on iTunes and PayPal transactions. These break out to $32,167.09 in Apple iTunes transactions and $12,783.21 in PayPal transactions.
Bro, I can't believe it. I can't believe that. How can this guy go through money like that? I would do so much good with that money, dude. I would do so much not that dumb shit with that money.
In addition to this, the bank leaks logged
That's a car.
$3,103.08 of alcohol purchases. And this is all while he was needing to save the house, or pay his taxes, or insert excuse here that's not a microtransaction.
True.
But it's circumstantial evidence, Phil will cry. That's true. But in a court of law, DNA is thought to be one of the best smoking guns there is.
Hey,
Your
yo.
DNA is on an item or found in a room. It's almost immediately thought to be true that you touched the item or you were in the room. It should be noted then that DNA evidence is universally considered to be, 99% of the time, circumstantial evidence.
Got him.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Is this proof enough? Do we need to do more? Or does what I have shown stand up to the smell test to at least require a response from Phil, as opposed to a "you don't know what you're talking about"?
You got to pay extra for that.
There's
one,
nothing
Daft.
I can do or say to make Phil tell the truth, or to address this video. And maybe we'll never know if the leaks are his. But for me, I'm convinced they're real. Phil is an addict, and he needs to come clean.
True.
This was my first foray into documentary-styled videos, and honestly, there's a lot
let's
more work
go.
than I do, so enormous amounts of respect to Jim.
Look at all these members! Look at you!
Especially with even
Lyrical Thesis, I see you.
This was crazy.
Gaming Guru.
But it really was an interesting experience for me, and if there's interest, it might be something I try to
Reb
continue.
C, I see you.
Thank you to the Gym Rats and indeed
Nerd
all
Brew.
my members. This time, I'm giving you all
Viga.
shout-outs over there on the right. Let me know what you think about this. I'd appreciate any feedback. Till next time. Swole is the goal for a troll.
H-Bomb, Dark Sea to Flow.
Clean.
Wow.
We hit $150. We'll
All right. First off, okay, this is how far I got, bro. Remember, I was saying that I watched like a couple minutes and I was like, no, I must watch it live. DSP shift from streaks to goals, a new spin on begging. Oh my God. First off, can we just say that BroSydePhil's flavor of documentary style, video essay style content is a 10 out of 10. Perfect, no notes. Each have got it right. I mean, okay, so in the most recent past, I had to get my ceiling repaired and replaced. Sav actually helped out a lot with that. She commissioned me to help her out on her streams to get some graphics done. Her loading stream video and all that. She spread the word. She got me in touch with a lot of other people in the Vortex. I was able to make some money. I actually went back to my 9-to-5 job that I left and started doing IT and installing networks and mounting televisions and stuff, doing usually my Comcast style job. And the amount of money that Phil spent on his 2 PCs and his washing machine and all that dumb shit that he bought, the green screen, whatever. I got a new ceiling repaired and replaced, 2 ceiling fans, and I'm getting a deck built in front of the house. And I still spent less money than that dumbass. See, Daft's got the winning formula. We need to follow Daft. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, as per BroSydePhil's recommendation, actually, my next vid is much lighter. Well, let's go.
So, I looked into it. It's because I'm walking on my toes all the time. All of my leg muscles are large, like both my calves, as well as, like my thigh muscles are all very, lean and strong and big. And I don't work out or anything like that. I don't.
You don't say, Phil. You don't say.
That's how I afforded to do so much in my house, including a new washer dryer, including new fans and lighting systems, including redoing my bathroom, including, geez, I keep going because I showed you guys so much, right? All these things that we did.
Look at all these gym rats. Let's go. Very happy for you. Reaching the lofty heights.
For this video, context is definitely needed, especially if you've been out of the Snortex in the last week or so.
So much shit happened in the past couple of days. It's been, your head would spin.
Here's the long and short of it. Phil and his newfound popularity, as he calls it, made his
having a
head so
resurgence,
big he
dude.
declared he would play Stellar Blade if he exceeded the vest streak, which, if I'm remembering correctly, was 276 streams. Now on Thursday, Phil had his 4th political stream, DS Politics, and for whatever reason, this is where the streak ended. Now, I'm going to be introducing some flavor, so to speak, by adding some opinion into the next part, so bear with me. Phil came on the next day saying that he understood the streak dying and that it died naturally, whatever.
The streak died naturally. This man is not real. Who talks like this?
That means. So, in his infinite graciousness, he said he'd still play Stellar Blade, but only if he got a new streak of 100 total streams or $15,000. I mean, the generosity of this man, it knows no bounds. But much to everyone's surprise, after making such a generous offer, he failed to hit that day stream goal as well. I know, it was truly a shocker. And that's where we are right now when we...
I was there when it happened. I was there when the scriptures were written. It was glorious. I was outside in the cold installing yard speakers and mounting speakers on a back porch patio, and it was cold outside. But the warmth of the toxicity in Phil's chat and on his streams and on WPIG was epic. It kept me warm.
This video.
The
It's
hate
night
warmed
stream.
me.
And Phil, he has some ideas as to what he can do to right the ship.
I think this is what we should do right now. All right, you ready? So here it is. Starting tonight, there's no such thing as a streak, but there is a goals hit total. Okay? The way it will work is, if you contribute to a stream in any way, it counts towards the King's Tax goal of $150. That's the goal, is $150 every stream. I know I'm not going to get it every stream, okay? But if I do hit it, we add 1 to the total. If I happen to double it, let's say I make $300 in a stream, we'll add 2. If I happen to triple it, we'll add 3. So every single stream, if we hit $150, we'll go ahead and add a number to the total, okay? But there's no pressure, there's no ongoing streak to have to hit. Now you might say, well, if there's no streak, then what's the incentive? We will do tiered rewards based on the number of goals that are hit in a row.
My man is coming up with a battle pass for how you can give him money. What the fuck are we talking about? This is crazy. If you give me this amount of money, then I'm going to eat food in front of you. If you give me this amount of money, then I'll play your stupid anime titty game.
So for example, if we get 10 not in a row, excuse me, cumulatively, they don't have to be in a row. That's the difference now. They don't have to be in a row, okay? So let's say I get 10 goals hit. We do a DSP tries it. We get 20 goals hit. We do the next DSP tries it. It's every 10. Now, maybe what we do is every 25 or 50, we do something even more special. What would it be? I don't know yet. That's something.
How about you get your fat bitch wife out on the camera?
Discuss.
I always give Phil a W when I can because it's so rare, so I'll start with those and then move into how he's already screwed this up and is about to screw it up more. This is literally a dollar figure goal. This has been a staple of fundraisers and crowdfunding for at least a decade, and Phil gets the W for turning his streak model, which was more apropos for gacha games than it was a personal business, into this funding model, I'll call it. That's the first W. The second W is the fact that this is growth or improvement. Now, don't misunderstand me. This doesn't forgive him for lying about WWE champions and still lying about Down from the Rafters, but it is still a W. But that's where the W's end. $150 per stream as a goal is insanity. Doing the math, at 6 days a week with $300 in total per day, his yearly goal is $93,600. And I'm sorry, Phil, but I don't think that what you're doing is worth minimum wage. Additionally, this doesn't offer a soft cushion for, say, $10 or $20 shortfalls. As an example, let's say he streams for 6 hours per stream. He could set an hourly goal of $25. This means that when little Jimmy gives $5 at the start of the stream, but no one gives any more money after the fact, the viewers are only out that hour of contribution, and for hours 2 through 6, if you got $25 there too, you would get markers for making those additional hours. So you didn't make the first hour, but you made the rest. Great.
Hey, shit, Demonte scared the fuck out of me. Keeping me on my toes. I was kind of leaning back in my chair too. I was getting comfy. How are you, Demonte? I hope you're happy, healthy, and most importantly, hydrated. If you ain't hydrated, you best get the fuck on and get yourself some water. I'm glad to hear it. You hear we're coming back to Hollywood?
Skulls meant you have
Hope to see you
5
there.
goals,
Maybe
Matt.
this time I
But
won't be
with Phil's
concussed.
method, if he got to $149 and
That's the fuck
stream
I'm
ends,
talking about.
that
Let's go.
$149 is just a bonus to Phil and wouldn't count towards the goal. It doesn't take a certified accountant to realize that the moment you have a failed stream of, say, $100 and the viewers get nothing for it, you're going to have angry viewers on your hands.
Okay. Now, also, what I talked about in regards to this morning's announcement, I said, what we could do is when we hit 100 cumulative goals hit, then I would do a playthrough of Stellar Blade. Because originally it was going to be 276. And everyone was like, we'll never hit that. And then we hit 95, and then it ended. So we were actually on a good trend. Like, we made more than a third of the way there, and then it ended, right? I really feel like, for circumstances being a little different, we would have continued the streak, and we actually would have hit it. I think it was reachable, okay? But...
Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. What did he say? 95 streams multiplied by 150, $14,250 given to Phil.
Dude.
And what did you, the viewer, get in return? Oh, you got to see Phil stuff his face with the worst slop known to man, complain about how close the streak was to ending. You got to see Phil berating his viewers, and Phil entering into a depressive state until the crack cocaine of money hit him as the streak continued.
Let's go.
Now, if you think that was worth $14,250, never go to a bazaar where people haggle. You'll lose your shirt.
In regards to, this ongoing goal, there's no way I think we're ever going to be hitting 276 straight streams of anything. So I think saying, hey, once we hit the 100 cumulative, not streak, this is not a streak at all. This is just cumulative. We hit 100 streams where I've hit the goal of $150, then we'll do a Stellar Blade playthrough. That'll be like the big long-term goal right now, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. Every 10 goals hit, a DSP tries it. Every 25 to 50 goals hit, we'll think of like an in-between reward. And then every 100 goals hit, or when we hit 100 goals, it'll be Stellar Blade. Okay? That's what I'm thinking.
Are you guys taking notes at home? Like, I feel like this is homework. Who knew that watching your favorite live streamer would involve like all of this mental, like acuity, I don't know, acumen? Yeah, let's say that word. That was a big word.
Yes, the big long-term goal of $15,000 now is Stellar Blade. Not before. No. That $14,000 plus, that was just a big old thank you to Phil for all that he does. Wow. And I'm sorry to harp on this point again, but I cannot fathom taking someone else's money, especially to this dollar figure, and then saying, yeah, but you didn't follow the rules, so now I won't play the $70 game that came out 6 months ago. And in all honesty, why should anyone even believe Phil? Didn't he rage quit Persona 3 even though people paid him to play it? Didn't he pocket money for Project 7 even though goals were hit? I mean, you tell me, what evidence is there that Phil isn't going to rook his supporters at the first inconvenience? If you're having a hard time finding any evidence, it's because it doesn't exist.
Okay, now, more things to think about. If you guys have any other ideas, right? Let me know. But here's the thing. Without having a streak at stake, it makes it so that not every single stream is like, oh my God, nail biting. Are we going to hit the goal or anything like that? But I'm going to also be honest here. This makes me worry that since there's no pressure to hit anything at any accelerated rate, that we might have entire ongoing streams, tears of not hitting goals at all. And as I've explained to you guys, my life has changed dramatically for the better in the last 4 to 5 months because of you guys supporting me so much and us hitting goals.
Now wait a damn minute. This is Mr. People Like Me, Mr. People to support me, Mr. It doesn't matter what you do, I'm still here, hitting my goals and felting my trolls. But according to what we just heard, with no pressure to hit goals, Phil is worried that he's going to have swaths of days where he gets no support. Phil, isn't that a you issue? Isn't that a your supporters aren't entertained issue? Isn't that a how you treat people issue? Phil, you're telling on yourself so hard here. How do you not see
Mask
this?
off.
That's how I afforded to do so much in my house.
It's not your supporters' concern.
New fans and lighting systems, including redoing my bathroom, including, geez, I keep going because I showed you guys so much, right?
Can Jade use that bathroom? I mean, he doesn't really. He has a membership, doesn't he? Does Canadian Kirk, I see use that bathroom?
All these things that we did. There's actually other things we did too that I didn't even show you guys. And
he didn't even tell us about all the other shit. Oh no, could it be some of? I'm not gonna go there.
Now, of course, affording the brand new streaming and capturing PC, affording the new backdrop, affording all of this stuff and setting it all up. Right. That's why I'm nervous. With all of this happening, and now
he's nervous.
Case in point, tomorrow I get to take an extra day off this week because I've made so much that I can take time off from streaming to spend with my wife, which is
which was bullshit because he ended up on Twitter arguing with people on the internet. What? What is this? What is this?
I wanted all along, so this is my long-term plan to be able to do so well that I can take more time off, okay? So, there you go.
So
what
there
the
you
hell
go.
do you mean, there you go? Bragging about what you did with the money people gave you is not a reason for them to keep giving you money. You dug yourself into a pit of debt, squalor, insecurity, and division.
Hey, don't
No
mind
one
if I
else.
do.
You did it.
I don't
You
have
made
any
the
up here.
decisions. You chose to lie. You chose to stretch the truth. You chose to treat people with disrespect. And now that the consequences of your own actions are at the gate, you,
Consequences
the
of actions,
ruler,
Pip.
the king, are begging the subjects that you're starving of their own money to defend you. Wow, what a colossal scumbag.
That's how I think we should do it, all right? So, you know, goals hit starts at 0 tonight, and every goal we hit of 150 counts as 1. If we happen to double or triple it in a stream, we count that extra. So now,
Yeah, so then that means the next day when you don't get any money, you could say that, oh, well, we made $300 yesterday. It's fine. Well, we made $600. It's fine. No, you're still going to expect that 150.
there's incentive. Let's say, for example, one stream we're at 150, but then someone else contributes, and now we're at 250. Ooh, well, now there's incentive for someone else to contribute and hit 300 because it'll count as an extra count on the leaderboard. You see?
Whoa! I didn't even know that happened. I must have been asleep when he said this one. Someone would be inspired. Hey, let's add another arbitrary number to the arbitrary thing because it went so well last time.
See? It'll get us closer to our rewards if we hit it.
Our rewards.
But now
I
here's the
play
other
the
thing
game,
too,
I
right?
eat the
For
food.
example, some people are already asking, well, what about games that you feel like you'll never hit? What do you think will happen if we games that will
Good to
never
see
hit?
ya. Happy to have
here's
ya.
the thing. Once in a while, I feel like, sure, let's play a
Smoke it
game
if
that
you got
know
'em.
you're not going to get a lot of financial backing playing. At the same time, the problem is a lot of the games you want me to play are insanely lengthy games that I'm not going to be playing the entire game if every stream is a $20 stream. You understand? Like, the reason my life is so much better is because for the last many months, I've been making $150 a stream twice a day.
Yes, but then the tax man cometh. And you're going to have to answer for all that money you just spent. I think the reason why he's sweating so bad right now is because the money's dried up and he has all of these payment plans lined
Now, if I
up.
go to making $20 a stream, I will not be able to do anything. You get it?
Games where you'll never hit the goal. So like he's playing
Let's
Final Fantasy
go.
7 and he's getting
It is all
$50
thanks
support
to
nights.
each and every one of
this
y'all,
is the
for real.
exact reason to keep the goals tight and incentives frequent, like we talked about earlier. You don't want to
Right,
see Phil
Egypt?
play Final
I get
Fantasy
so
7,
mad.
but say you only have $20 you can give. Well, if the goal...
I'd be lucky to get those $20, bro. I would love that. I'm not saying it. But anyone here would love to get $20 for a stream. You know?
For points is $25. When someone gives $5, you can give your 20, and then boom, now you have a point for the next goal or the next game, right?
There's
But
more
listen
subtle
to it.
ways of letting
Phil
people
doesn't
know.
even address
Sheesh.
the model he's switching to when the question is asked. No, really, go back. See if this summary I'm about to give is accurate. First, the question is asked. Then Phil says he could play a game where support isn't going to, necessarily come easily. But he then states he won't play like $20 streams over and over again. Now, this is him pre-quitting Stellar Blade, if you ask me. Anyway, Phil then
'Cause he has
starts
a pattern.
talking
He's done it
about
before.
his life and how much better it is and how he needs to make $300 a fucking day. Okay, go on. Go check it. I know that synopsis sounds ludicrous, but I swear to God, it's true.
So that's what I mean. Like, we can't have now a massive drop-off. So people say,
We can't have a massive drop-off. What?
the metaphor now? No. Metaphor's too long. It's like a fucking
BroSydePhil
80-hour
with
game.
the
I can't play 80 hours
Oh
of a
my
game that when I play,
goodness.
no one will support the streams. You get
Thank
it?
you,
I
thank
gotta
you,
play
thank
games that
you.
can really support, but it will honestly
BroSydePhil.
speed things up more so that there are nights it's not, oh my god, ultimate pressure that we have to hit the goal
Thank
for tonight.
you.
It's not. It won't be like that anymore. And you won't have dumbass trolls coming in here freaking out about the streak is going to end because there's no streak. It doesn't exist. Get it? So I think this works for everyone.
Oh, we were just talking about
Number
that
one,
before you came
it's
in.
No massive pressure to constantly be saying, hey, please contribute, hit the streak, please contribute, hit the streak. Number two, there's no idiotic reason for trolls to come in here and talk about it or try to derail the stream with it or have celebratory fucking bullshit videos the next day or whatever because there's no
He's
streak.
talking about all
Get
of
it?
us, by the way. He's talking about all of us. He's talking about duty. And for real, like, okay, I've been kind of streaming for I'd say ever since Final Fantasy 14 came out on PlayStation 3 on the beta, I would say I could remember streaming myself playing Final Fantasy 14, but I didn't have a mic, I didn't have a camera, I just played it and had it recorded. My YouTube channel is like, I don't know, 20 years. I don't know how old it is, but it was my first and only YouTube channel. And I have my backyard wrestling matches on there. I have my matches across my wrestling career on there. I have all my Stepmania streams on there. And it wasn't until I really sat down and kind of carved out my own little corner of the internet here, doing things a little serious, that I was able to hang out with each and every one of you guys and have you guys support. Now I'm talking like Phil. Shit, I gotta keep going.
I would hope this would take pressure off. All right.
Yes, Phil, we get it. Would you please?
And it wasn't until very recently, which is what the point I was getting to. Once I got affiliated on Twitch, and then I started getting the super chats and the super stickers over on YouTube. That was only very recent. Only very recent.
I'm
long process.
That being said, shout out, of course. No
shout
Phil,
outs.
It doesn't relieve the pressure because
all
you
right,
are
BroSide.
the
Thank you
pressure.
so much
You're
for
the one
hanging
that
out
makes
with
it a
us here
major
tonight.
issue, and you are the one
Be
that
sure to
acts
catch the
completely out of
replay.
pocket when you don't get what you want.
I keep pausing. I
and
apologize.
The streak celebration, those are retaliation.
And thank
They're
you for
not
the
an
5
attack.
spot. Really do appreciate you.
times in a row.
Everybody,
You had your little
if you're not
celebration.
subscribed to BroSydePhil, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm going to find this guy's channel and I'm going to link it in the chat right now on both YouTube and Twitch. Oh my goodness. What are we doing here? My first day on the internet. We're going to drop BroSydePhil's YouTube channel in the chat. Please do follow. Please do. I'm dropping it in the Twitch page as well.
Your pancakes down around you, calling yourself.
And we're going to make your videos a staple of this channel. Just let you know. We're stealing the views. We're going to be live reacting to each and every one of BroSydePhil's videos
that
in the future.
Was crying, that we were seething, and that nothing could stop you. Then you were stopped.
Ooh.
These are called consequences, Phil. You need to get used to them.
I guess we're going to see. I think this makes sense. But at the same time, it might not. This could literally be shooting myself in the foot. Because if I don't ever hit the goals now, you know, we'll basically be going right back to where we started.
Before Kino Casino.
All right, which is basically living stream to stream, wondering if I can afford everything I want to do in a week, you know, and I don't want that to happen. We're not there yet. Don't worry, we're not there yet. But for example, the last 2 streams, I only raised $60 a stream versus the $150 that I was...
Bro, if I got $60 a stream, like, I'm just happy for the 5 that BroSide just dropped on me.
Previously.
Like, be happy for what you got, you stupid mother. Oh my God, you're making me
already
mad.
Think about that dip of income in 1 day. So I don't want that to become
he shot himself
a
in the
major thing. Get it? So let's see what happens.
Get it?
Let's see what happens.
Right back to where we started. Who the hell is we, Phil? When does your financial security become your viewers' responsibility? Remind me, because I forgot. And I cannot believe you chose to sell the going back to stream, wondering if I can afford everything I want to buy in a week. You made tens of thousands of dollars beyond what you're used to, and what? It's all gone? You saved nothing? You bought nothing of value, which could be liquidated in an emergency? You invested nowhere. You didn't stick cash in the mattress? Just it's gone? And you're raising $60 in the last 2 streams. Not my problem. Not your viewers' problem. It's only your problem. Man the fuck up, figure it out, or go get a job. Okay, now that said, the last video today is the actual daily wrap from the same day. Now I haven't seen it yet, so let's see how bad it is together.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the...
Oh, look at that face. Somebody said in the WPIG stream that whenever the color in the background goes red, you can really see the jowls. You can really see them out there. Man says nothing from this Kino arc. Absolute
daily wrap for what was Friday, the 6th of December, 2024. A full and fun gameplay streaming day where we mix things
Isn't
up.
it funny that they tried to cancel Kino and everybody was like, nah, they're still funny though. I'm going to still watch them.
We realigned and it looks like things may be back on track. All right, so let's talk, shall we? So first off, yes, it is absolutely official. As I said last night, the streak ended. meaning the streak of streams where I was hitting
Yes,
$150 in support in a row. It was like 95, and finally it ended. Okay, so what that told me was a couple of factors. Number one, I'm not always going to be able to get that amount for a stream, especially, for example, a stream like DS Politics, which is the stream that was last night's late stream. That stream is only on Kick. It's not going to have most of my YouTube audience, and it just happened that particularly last night, not much of the Kick audience showed up. They were busy either with other stuff or were watching Kino Casino or whatever.
They were watching Kino Casino. That's what they were doing.
And because of that, there was nothing that could really be done, right? I did my best, but it is what it is. So the streak ended.
Damn, that was fast. Right out of the gate, and Phil wasn't to blame. No, it was Kick, or it was Kino Casino, or it was his viewers not being there. It was anything, but it wasn't Phil. And this is why he's stagnant. If whatever Phil tries doesn't work, well,
if I made tens of thousands since September, I mean, first off, I'm putting all y'all on. You're getting the super chats, you're getting the stickers, you're getting all of it. You gotta spread that wealth, you know what I mean? But like this guy, he's like, me, and now it's all gone.
Would have.
But it's all here. But it's all gone.
If not for X, or if something bad happens to Phil, it's not because he did anything. No, someone else was too sensitive, or was too woke, or insert excuse here. I swear to God, if accountability was a disease, Phil would be the cure.
And so this morning on the podcast, we discussed ideas of how to change.
That is a t-shirt.
That I do stuff that's going to basically be better for the audience.
Can't wait till Kino's already
a lot of people
snaking
are
them.
upset at the
They're
stream.
just turning up the heat a
every
little
single
bit.
stream I'm talking about it, and we have to hit it every stream, right? Others are upset that basically after having get it to like 94, 95, it was a politics stream that ended the streak. Because they were like, man, that's not right. You know, we've been supporting all of Phil's content, notably
Demonte, be sure
now
to
he decides
drop
to do
your
another project, and
YouTube
that's how the streak
and
ended.
Twitch
That's
channel in the chat.
So on the podcast, we discussed all these ideas, notably that, number one, moving forward, we were going to do things a little bit differently. That we were going to change it up. Remember that the big goal was going to be that if we hit 276 straight streams, I was going to play Stellar Blade. Well,
so he's just repeating what he just talked about.
Now, since we were starting over, I would drastically reduce that. I said, let's get to 100. If we get to 100, then I'll play Stellar Blade. Because actually, it would have been like 180 something with the old goal. So I drastically reduced that to try to incentivize people to say, hey, if you really wanted it, please support now. But also I announced that if we did hit the goal of $150 on that very stream, that I would still get the food for DSP Tries It from Popeyes, and we would still do DSP Tries It despite the fact that the streak had ended the night before.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, so if you joined us on our last stream, we followed the epic saga of the streak ending, him trying to bring the streak back, and then him not even getting the streak off the ground and trying to wedge a Popeyes reward in the middle of all of it and still not getting it. Somehow pulling his wife into it and the chicken meatloaf that they were going to make. It was chef's kiss.
Some people liked this idea, some people didn't.
Of course some people didn't like the idea, Phil.
It looks like he's
you
looking
had
at
two
him.
chances to be seen in a positive light on Friday. First,
he probably conflated with how billionaires don't actually have their money in the bank. I promise you he would say
a damn chicken sandwich. For 14 grand, you couldn't just do a gimme for your audience, prick.
I would say some sort of terrible joke about the CEO that was just shot, but I knew it really upset Duty, and like all of my other instincts in my head and all of my opinions in my head lead me to want to also clown on the CEO that was shot. But there's this part of me that saw how upset it made Duty, and that gives me pause. And that's like that's what it is.
Play Stellar Blade. There is literally no reason not to. Both of those would have garnered goodwill and true positivity.
Duty's been really good to me. He's been real sweet on me. So like
lock both of them behind
that gives me that extra second to think like, I know it upset Duty, so I wouldn't say it, you know? So
a wall. I would not be surprised to learn that somehow
okay,
Phil had a hand in Blockbuster
and
passing
you know what?
on.
I'm glad I said it out loud, because fuck it. That's how I felt in the moment. And I ain't gonna be like this bitch right here, this guy, not bro, but Phil, and not be like real with how I'm experiencing life in front of me. Like, I don't want to just put up a front constantly. It's exhausting. So I'll be real. Like, I have a bunch. I laugh at the jokes. I laugh at the memes when I see them on the internet, but I don't share them. I don't propagate them because I know Duty's also on the timeline. And I don't, and like, I actually had a moment to think, what would he think when he saw that? If he really was upset, if he was really, really, really choked up like he was when he was talking about when it first happened.
Netflix with how stupid he is when it comes to business.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the stream,
the high
we had
road
raised
and
about
gave the
$60.
condolences.
And now,
yeah, because like, I mean, we don't align. Like, it's weird. It's weird, the whole detractor sphere, because we come from a whole bunch of different backgrounds, and there's a whole lot of like eccentric people. There are people in the community. There are some people on the timeline that I think are like kind of, you know, like I ain't trying to like arm's length. You know what I mean? Other ones, like, it's weird. Like, you get a whole bunch of varied opinions. It's not a hive mind, and that's what I appreciate. And that gives me the extra second in my mind to think about: am I saying this because I'm trying to propagate my own, you know, worldview on other people? Let me take other people's thoughts into consideration, because I mean, we are in the business of hating on this guy, but I always like to make it, you know, entertaining and not like malice, you know. I let the other ones do that. I like seeing when people go hard, but it's like, it's not for me. I can't express myself that way.
So we didn't even come close to hitting a goal on the stream. Okay.
So
during the break, I thought it over even further. I actually had a discussion with one of my monitors.
Thank you.
He had a good idea, and I was like, dude, that's
goodness,
actually the idea I was going for, but he kind of tweaked it a little bit.
It does give
all right, let's present it tonight
perspective
on the late night stream. I
Big
also
ups to
announced
Judy
that
for
since
getting
people didn't really like
remonetized.
Marvel Rivals on the first stream, I wasn't going to play it all day, so I would mix it up in the late stream now.
Yes.
Would actually be Blood Bowl.
We are amongst legends here in this chat room right now. The new generation of detractors. Lucero came up out of nowhere and just took over the whole thing.
Which is fine. You know, I really enjoyed this run of Bloodborne. I've done pretty well, and I know that people show up and engage and support Bloodborne. They always have. So, late night streams Bloodborne, and right as I start the stream, I announced to everyone, no more streaks. We're done. Enough
Thank
with
you
the
for the two
streak. Because
spot.
When I have a streak going,
Cannot
basically
wait to
it makes
see
it
what
all
you have
about that.
coming
And
up
it's about,
next.
You
You
gotta
have
contribute, you gotta hit the
talent.
streak, you gotta keep it going.
You have
And I'm
talent.
just tired of it. And the audience is tired of it. And I know it.
Shaq, what up, pimp? Oh my goodness.
So instead, I announced a new way to do it. Here's how it's going to work moving forward. And we'll discuss this more in detail on Sunday. But in a nutshell, from now on, there will be a $150 goal on a stream. If we hit it, we add 1 to the goals hit total. When we hit 10 goals hit, I'll do a DSP Tries It episode. So when we're getting close, we'll start to brainstorm what it should be.
About this in the,
and then when we hit the 10, we just do it.
Level
okay?
1 podcast.
When we hit other milestones, like let's say, for example, 25 or 50, we'll think of other incentivized rewards that we can do to get there.
I thought everybody's rocking with Squirrel Girl. What's going on with that, man? What's going on with Squirrel Girl? Namor? Black Widow's my main. Black Widow.
Now, because who knows, you know, to hit 25, that could be a month. So who knows what it'll be. Let's talk about it in about a month, figure it out, right? So that way, it keeps it so that we don't actually have to hit the goal every stream.
I didn't know they had a female Galactus.
We don't count it, but that's
and
fine.
God,
because
does it rip
doesn't
off
eliminate all the
Overwatch,
other
but it
streams
does it
where we
better,
did.
I think.
It's cumulative now. Instead of looking for a consecutive streak, we're just looking to
You know what I've been playing, though? I've been playing the, not like the, just the fighting part, the conquest mode. I haven't been playing the actual game.
Hit that level of support. Okay? So here's the deal. The more you support, the faster you get the rewards.
See that, Monte. You gotta let us know when it's happening.
Stellar Blade sooner rather than later. Support the stream, because when we hit 100 streams of hitting that goal,
customization.
I will play Stellar Blade. See?
Yeah, and while this is better than the streak idea, it doesn't offer insulation from, but guys, I need money for groceries and 2 big bills and,
Stellar
pipes.
Giat. I'm asking for Stellar Giat for Christmas, guys. That's going to be my Christmas game. I usually don't ask for video games for Christmas. I haven't even, like, given out my wish list or anything like that. But Stellar Giat's getting played for
real. What's notably missing from the 100 goals met is how long he'll play Stellar Blade. Because I'm calling it now. If Phil starts to get bodied, or he just doesn't like that booty, or it doesn't get support, he'll quit in under a week and say, well, guys, I said I would play it. I didn't say I would finish it. And if you want receipts for that type of behavior?
I was the guest on your show the day before for 5 hours and answered hard-hitting questions.
Hold on. Did you answer?
I did. Oh, indeed, I answered. You just didn't like the answer.
Phil, don't flip that on me, because you didn't. You were dishonest with us.
It's still an answer.
It's still an answer, guys. Holy shit. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Doesn't matter if it's honesty or not. It's still an answer.
So now there's no longer going to be nights where it's like, oh my God, we're $50 away. Who's going to drop the ginormous bomb? Instead, I'll be like, well, if someone drops it, great. We'll count it towards the streak. And if we don't get it, oh well. And that's also cool, because that means I can do things like,
oh, X the Gout. I got something for you. Hold up. I need to get that sound effect, though.
Politics and other streams, and not have to worry about those killing the streak because people didn't come by that particular night.
Right.
Okay. Now, undoubtedly, this means I'm going to be making less. But if this is what appeases everyone, and this is what you guys want, and you're frustrated with it always being about the streak, I'm willing to do this adjustment. But now, here's the other cool thing about it.
Where were you on January 6th? Well, I don't know what I was doing. It's just an answer.
There have definitely been nights when we hit the goal, but then more people are contributing, and we're like, well, where did it go? Does it count towards anything? No, not really.
Where does it go?
And there's been other nights where people are like, well,
it
goes, contributing, but we already hit the goal for tonight, so I'm just going to hold off. Maybe I'll come back at a future stream to contribute because you already hit your goal for tonight. Now, listen to this.
Demonte got it right.
Double
It's
the
going
goal
straight to
on any particular
WWE
stream,
champions.
It counts for 2. If we triple the goal on any particular stream, it counts for 3. Get it? So if we have a day where for some reason people are incredibly generous and I raise $1,000, that's going to count.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We have it on good account that Lechero's next video should be out by Wednesday. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to steal the views. We're going to watch it on stream.
For like 6 or 7. And it's going to add to the goal. So we can vastly accelerate the rate at which we get rewards if people are very supportive. So if we're like 3 streaks away, or 3 streams away from hitting a DSP tries it, but you want to see it the next day instead, we could do it if someone steps up. What if we're a few away from 25 or 50 incremental special reward?
I'm looking at you,
you see what I mean? So that's really cool. And I think that's going to actually help in the long run, people to feel like, man, my contribution tonight didn't really go towards much of anything because, you know, it didn't apply to this particular goal because we already hit the goal. See?
And to those of you who did contribute up to that 95 streak, if you could do me a solid favor and get fucked, that would be amazing because you're getting fuck all for your contributions. Get it? And again, we highlight the fact that $150 is just too large of an increment. I would be shocked if Phil is able to gas up his audience to getting $300 or greater one day out of the month.
To see
There's no
it.
value
Oh,
to what he
shit.
does. If it's an action
It's like
game
event
and the chat is
television. It's
derailed,
like, remember when Lost was a thing? I remember Lost. It was an awesome show. It may have gone on a couple of seasons too long, but I loved Lost. This is just like Lost. I get hyped for the new episodes that come out. I watch old episodes. And by the way, Lechero, I actually went back and watched the entire series all over again. And the jump in the quality from the first episode to what you're doing now, you're definitely picking up on some things, and you're definitely applying your craft and doing the damn thing and making it look good and sound good.
he gets angry. If it's a boring game and no one is talking,
So
he
keep
gets
doing
angry.
it.
If
At
it's a
the rate
tech
you're
support
going?
stream and people are helping, he gets angry. As a matter of fact, unless you're giving Phil money, he's angry.
So there you go. So now every contribution counts
True.
towards something positive. It's cumulative. If we have a night that we don't hit the goal, it's not the end of the world. Everything counts towards great rewards. Now the thing is, now we have to start brainstorming rewards, right? We do. Like maybe
He dreamed up this entire scenario about how you can give him money, but he didn't even stop to think about what the rewards were going to be. This is crazy. This is crazy.
every 25 or 50, we do a viewer's choice playthrough where viewers will nominate and vote on a game, and that becomes a game that I do a playthrough of, or at least I commit to maybe doing a certain amount of streams of, because if I don't like it, I don't want to keep playing it, but maybe we commit to trying it 2 or 3 streams, and if I like it, then we do a full playthrough. Okay, maybe that's an idea, because we haven't done viewers choice stuff like that in a very long time.
Hello,
okay? Anyway, I announced all of that, played Bloodborne tonight. I had one of the best streams of Bloodborne I've ever had. I was one-shotting bosses. I was kicking major ass. I did die some, but basically I was doing pretty good performance, and the audience not only appreciated that, they supported, and we hit the goal.
That's why it was a good stream, guys. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't because of the game. It wasn't because of the one-shot bosses. It was because he was getting money.
So guess what? Goals hit 1. Now, it's not a streak of 1. Goals hit 1. And then on Sunday, we start again, and if we have a stream where we don't hit it, it's fine. If we have streams where we hit it, great. If we have streams where we exceed it and double it, triple it, excellent. And it's all good. Okay?
He's never happy, not gonna lie, unless he's feeding his addiction. True. True.
That's what we're doing moving forward. I hope that makes sense to everyone. It sure makes sense to me, and people really seem to enjoy it today, so let's do it, okay?
Oh, God. Phil's going to have to think up a value in order for people to donate to him. This ought to be good. I just have an image of Peter Griffin asking, do you accept bits of string? In my head now. No, but seriously, this should have been implemented ages ago, just like the capture device, just like counting super chats, just like counting memberships. This all should have happened eons ago. You know, I've been to Vegas. I've been to That Being Said, Lord Diaz, Detractor Beams, and countless others. Sorry if I didn't shout you out.
Lord Diaz mentioned, let's go! Let's go! We did it! Lord Diaz mentioned, Senpai noticed me! My heart grew 3 sizes that night.
I still love you, and I still...
Look, I did I sat in rooms and I sat in StreamYards, and I sat in Discord calls and Zoom calls with my heroes, the people that I watched growing up on TV, because I did work for them. And I got shout outs from them. You can see it on my Instagram if you want. I don't get as hype as I do whenever I get a mention on That Being Said or on BroSydePhil. That's real shit. William Regal could say, thank you for me engineering his podcast. He drops me on stream. But when I hear BroSydePhil name dropping the channel, it gets me right here in the heart.
Seeing things on their streams that I have no idea how to implement. User-defined sounds on Vega streams.
We're trying to get Phil in the ring. We're trying to throw his happy ass in the cage. We're going to throw his ass around. Lucero, I really do appreciate that. Coming from somebody who has an eye for quality and production values.
That being said, hell, Lord Diaz has active closed captioning, for fuck's sake. Woo! And I feel so behind the ball when it comes to streaming. Woo! And I know I need to step it up. But recently, Phil learned about green screens and button transitions on his stream deck, and I would not be surprised in the slightest if he was expecting a $500 day because of the new upgrade. And trust me, what his setup has is not
to cry.
difficult.
I'm so happy.
This is the crux of my point. Phil is catching up on tech, but wants his audience to reward him like he's on the cutting edge of streams. And it's the same with his business model. It's the same with every aspect of Phil's life. He's eternally behind the 8 ball, and I don't think there's a chance he'll ever catch up. There are so many people in front of the 8 ball I can think of that he could model himself after. Like you, because you stayed for the whole video, and thank you for that. Thanks to ReACKs for the stream. I appreciate you. I am so glad you do what you do, sir. Shout out to the gym newbies, the neophytes, and of course, with the ultimate thank you to my gym rats. All you guys are terrific, and I stay humbled by you. Quick reminder, my first video's 1-year anniversary is coming next Wednesday, December 11th, 2024, and I'll be streaming that day, so come say hi.
I will be there for that, and you better be there for that too. Do you hear that? December the 11th. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be the Lucero drop, maybe. And then BroSydePhil. It's like the double main event. Holy shit. I don't want to go head to head with Bro. I'm going to hang out in his chat and say hello to everybody. Hang out with each and every one of y'all, because y'all come with me, right? Fuck yeah, let's go. We're doing it. I will suspend No Waifu Wednesday for 1 week so we can go hang out with BroSydePhil. We're going to give him all the love and support that you have been showing me. And with that being said, guys, I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you. Seriously, no, seriously. Whenever I go off stream, usually the first thing I do is I go to the love of my life and I give her a kiss and I say, I had a lot of fun on stream and I want to let you know that it's all because of you. And I tell her this every time. And it's true, because everything that has led up to this point is because of her. She gave the green light. She gave the A-OK to the people in my circle that allows me to do the things that I love, content creation and graphic design, that has evolved into what you see here in front of you. And it's been a long process. And there were a lot of times where I thought that it wasn't going to happen and it wasn't going to work out. But now it has taken on something that I couldn't even have imagined. And being able to share in this experience with all of you guys really does mean a lot. And I don't care if I say it a lot, because it's the fucking truth. And unlike some people that we know, I'm going to try to be more vigilant and letting each and every one of y'all know how I really feel, whether it be toxic as fuck, as you have clearly seen for the past hour and 45 minutes, or if we're just, you know, chopping it up and really like looking inwards and seeing what's going on in the world. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Egypt. It was very cool meeting you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Goat. Lucero, I'm telling you, today has been such a warm and pleasant day for me. because of each and every one of y'all. Every one of y'all rallied and got behind this silly little channel, and I want to make sure that I do all of you guys proud. Coffee, what's up, pimp? Hello. I'll tell you what, unlike someone that we know, I will always be grateful for each and every one of y'all, whether it be 5 or 50, 500. Shaq, you know I appreciate you always dropping the camis in the Twitter mentions. I always do appreciate that. Coffee, thank you for coming over, but we're just about to adjourn for the stream. Yep, just reminiscing about how sweet this day was to me, and it all has to do with, you know, putting in work, getting the shit done, and then at the end of the day, getting in front of the camera and just sitting down and enjoying life with each other. Yo!
This song made my dog puke everywhere.
But Coffee, just wanted to let you know, Step Mania is coming back in the new year. I'm in my fat boy era right now. I'm actually going to go have some cake with the lovely lady, some ice cream perhaps, and then we're going to catch up on the rest of the Penguin. If you haven't watched the Penguin, highly recommend you do so. I may have a review. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about Arcane. There's more to me than BroSydePhil.
And his name is John Cena. He's gonna get in the ring and put boots down.
I can't wait either. So, with all that being said, guys, I'll see you all on Wednesday. We're going to hang out with BroSydePhil, and then stay tuned. At the end of January, myself and King Be Cruel and BroSydePhil will be doing a year anniversary of the Spoon Rant. So until then, take care, be safe. I love each and every one of you. Stay happy, healthy, and hydrated, or else.